"You have warned me, sable-haired woman," he said gently. "Now you must return to your village, and your father." "But he told me to come after you." "And you have done so." She looked at him for a long moment, then flung her arms about him. He held her tightly, feeling the excited beat of her heart and the lovely suppleness of her body against his. He thought once again of how much he would miss her. He released her. She straightened her shoulders proudly and said not a word, though he knew she had hoped he would ask her to remain with him. Turning, she mounted up, and with a single brief wave rode back down the slope, this time keeping her pony to a walk. Hawk stood on the ridge, watching until she was almost ready to disappear into the distant line of timber on the far edge of the clearing. As he was about to turn back to his pony, he saw 4 Comanches break from the timber before Sable-Haired Woman and swiftly encircle her. Arrow after arrow plunged into her body. As she slipped from her pony, it bolted into the timber and vanished. The Comanches followed the pony, all except for one, a tall warrior with a single black crow feather stuck in his headband. Defiantly, he raised his fist at Hawk's distant figure, then vanished into the timber after his comrades. Hawk felt cold, icy fury. The killing of Sable-Haired Woman had been an action planned solely for his benefit. They could have let her ride back to her village. She had accomplished her purpose. She had led them to Hawk. But the Comanches preferred to kill her in plain sight of the Golden Hawk, fully aware that she was a woman he had favored. Hawk tethered his pony, then ducked back over the ridge and loped across the clearing, his long, easy strides taking him swiftly to the distant line of timber. Coming upon Sable-Haired Woman's crumpled, arrow-ridden body, he paused and knelt by her side. One arrow, mercifully, was lodged in her heart. He bent and kissed her cold forehead, then slipped into the timber after the Comanches. They had come a long way for him. He did not want them to wait much longer without meeting him personally. Close to nightfall, Hawk peered down through pine branches at the Comanche with a single black feather stuck in his headband. He was unusually tall for a member of the Quahati band, and Hawk had no trouble recalling him. Born of a Mexican slave woman and a full-blooded Comanche, he was called Walking Crow. Like Hawk, he always kept himself aloof, and, like most warriors of mixed blood, he was eager to gain honor in battle in order to prove he was as fierce and cruel as any full-blooded Comanche. During the years Hawk and his sister had spent with the Quahati band, Walking Crow was renowned for leading murder raids into Mexico, where his ferocity to his mother's people astounded even the Comanches. Suffering from a severe battle wound when Chief Two Horns led his expedition into Mexico, Walking Crow had not been able to join Two Horns. Hawk was certain that Walking Crow had boasted to every warrior in the Quahati band that if he had been a member of Two Horns' ill-fated expedition, he would not have allowed the Golden Hawk to escape. Despite their black war paint, Hawk instantly recognized all of the 6 other Comanches squatting around the campfire with Walking Crow. At one time or another, he had encountered each one of them as he tended the Comanche herds, or spent time in the village with his sister Annabelle. When Little Fox did not return last winter, the Comanches must have assumed he had failed to take Hawk's scalp. So now, under Walking Crow's leadership, they were here to accomplish what had been impossible, not only for Little Fox, but for so many other Quahati warriors. Hawk should have felt pride at having warranted such a large war party, but he did not. Having seen these butchers cut down Sable-Haired Woman, he felt only a simmering fury. The Indians' muttering conversation died slowly as darkness fell over the clearing. Their pipes finished, the braves went to their blankets. Walking Crow sent one brave to guard the ponies, a second to a spot on the slope on the far side of the campfire, and another past Hawk's tree and up the slope behind Hawk. Then Walking Crow took his blanket and found a level place near a large boulder about 20 feet from the campfire. The rest of the Comanches remained near the fire. As bait for the Golden Hawk, Hawk had no doubt. Crouched on the branch, he waited patiently for another hour, then climbed higher, swinging lightly to another tree, and a moment later dropped silently onto the forest slope.